I'm with my good friend, Peter Irish. And, well, Peter, how'd you start juggling?
I started playing hacky sack when I was a little kid. I got into juggling with my feet before I got into juggling with my hands.
Yeah.
And I mastered my feet, and I figured, well, what the hell, I could do it with my hands, right? It's got to be a little bit easier. And so the hacky sack brought me to using my hands, and then figured, why not combine the two?
How old were you at the time?
I started playing hacky sack seriously when I was about 12 years old, and I started competing at tournaments at age 16. And then I probably got into juggling around age 16, 18, something like that. But I got real serious in my early 20s.
What is like a day in the life back in those days in training? How many hours did you train?
Oh man, back then I was totally obsessive. With the hacky sack, I don't know, man. It was, all my free time was going towards hacky sack. And then when I discovered juggling.
24/7.
Yeah, man. Like, 19, 20 hours a day just playing hacky sack.
Would you watch videos? How would that work? Like you just learn new tricks on your own?
Yeah, I would travel to tournaments. When I was 16, I got my license and I went to tournaments. Maybe not 19 hours a day, but a lot. But once I discovered juggling, I figured that this is how I can make my living doing all this stuff because I love it all. So it was about average 6 to 8 hours a day for a long time.
So how many hours do you practice now? 6 to 8 hours the same, or?
No. I do a few hours a day of juggling, and I have a meditation practice that I do. I do qigong. I do all kinds of other stuff. I do artwork. I'm working on a book. So
what's the book?
It's a book of artwork I've been doing for 12 years, working on this book. It's almost ready to be published. I'm going to self-publish it, so keep your eye out for my book coming hopefully in the next year. I got all kinds of projects, and I got all kinds of interests now that are outside juggling as well. So, I'm doing shows all the time now, especially now in the summertime. So the shows take up most of my day, and then in the middle of that, I'll squeeze in this practice or that practice, or whatever, hang out with my girl or whatever, whatever I'm doing. So
okay, well, tell me this, like when you do your morning ritual, is it when you do meditation?
Yeah.
How important is that for your juggling or for your performing? Like, can you explain a little bit for that?
Yeah, I find meditation, I find juggling kind of to be like meditation,
Right,
and
right.
Same thing with hacky sack. It's just focusing your energy to a single
kind of relaxes you, right?
It's very relaxing. I kind of got into meditation through juggling, and or just being so focused on one thing at a time that everything else kind of disappears. And I have all these interests. I've been interested in metaphysics and that type of thing since I was a little kid. So my meditation practice now is probably just more important to my personal life rather than my juggling, because I've been juggling and playing hacks so long.
Right.
I've got that dialed in.
What do you do before stage, before you're about to walk on and just do your show? Is there any kind of rituals that you have that you like to do for yourself?
Yeah, I got some rituals. I gotta stretch out. That's the first thing I gotta do before I do anything. I'll stretch for at least half an hour. I'll warm up super slow with hacky sack
different
stuff.
like feet, leg stretches, stuff like that?
Like basic, mostly lower body stuff, all full body, but mostly lower body, because, a great deal of what I'm doing is on my feet. So I'm stretching out, especially my legs. I warm up slowly with hacky sack. I do mostly just basic stuff. I don't need to do too many crazy things. After that, once I'm warmed up, I just relax, I just chill out. I listen to some music that pumps me up sometimes.
Mm-hmm. You go through the routine in your head?
Yeah, I visualize the routine a few times to the music, and then, kind of forget about it for a while, and I'll just crank, whatever I'm listening to at the time that'll pump me up. And then I will stay warmed up until I got to go on the stage. So just messing around with basic hacky sack stuff or a little bit of juggling. I can't let myself cool down because I get to a certain peak spot where I'm warmed up and got to stay there.
Where your heart rate is and everything?
Yeah,
okay,
so
cool.
I got to kind of, time it all out. If I'm going to be up in
and that
an
helps
hour
you with your
or
show?
something.
Yeah,
I mean, it's crucial for me to do that stuff, especially in a performance like this, where I'm doing my 6-minute kind of circus type act.
High difficulty.
Pretty good technical stuff, and the cardio's intense. So I just stay warmed up, but not too warmed up. I don't want to, extend too much energy. But, Well, I think we all have a certain ritual that we do that gets us where we need to be.
Cool.
And so, yeah, I got that too.
Tell me this, when you're professionally juggling and you're doing your shows and stuff, any advice that you'd like to give to someone who's starting to be a professional juggler? Any type of, things that you've learned in the past that has helped you? What kind of advice would you give to them?
Advice to new jugglers, for people who want to make a living at it, I would say it kind of depends on what you're into. If you want to be a comedy juggler or a variety artist, that's one thing. If you want to be a circus artist, that's another. I would say marketing is just as important as your skill set. Well, I think we're all artists.
On stage but backstage as well, right?
Yeah. I mean, you can be the best juggler in the world, but if you don't know how to sell yourself, you're not going to make any money. Yeah. So, and I can take my own advice at that. I could be better at that. Probably most people can, but the older I get, the more I want to, focus on that type of thing. And also, if you're a variety artist, try to be funny. You learn the right jokes. People like juggling, but only so much, and they want to be entertained. They can only watch so much of something that they can't do. So, they're impressed, and then they're like, okay, what's next? Yeah. But if you keep, you keep it fun.
So how do you keep the connection with them? How do you make sure, like, hey, I'm on my toes?
Yeah, well, you connect with the audience. You get eye contact. You're there, they're there. If you can, it depends on where you're at. If you're in a dark theater, pretend like they're there. But just be yourself. Be personable. They're there for you, not really for your skills. Everyone's got, especially at a place like this, you go in there and there's a million people with incredible skills, but how many of them have that personality and that, like, boom, I'm here, this is me, and I want to watch you, not necessarily your tricks, but it's the whole package. So
what's your favorite prop? I know you like the balls, but is there anything else that you like to work with now that you enjoy?
I like balancing tricks a lot.
Okay.
Balancing on the head, balancing on the feet, stuff like that. I do all kinds of balance stuff. So if it's not, balls are my thing. Juggling balls, bean bags. I'm working with Russian balls now, which is a little bit better.
Okay. Cool.
I'm basically a ball juggler. Mm-hmm. I never really got too into clubs. Back in the 90s, I was doing a lot of passing and stuff when I had a partner. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, it just didn't really grab me as much. I always liked to juggle balls, but I also like, balance stuff, weird kind of more strange stuff, not the typical props. Rings, clubs never really was my thing.
Right.
So we're just more out there.
Maybe stuff that more the audience can understand than just the regular balls, clubs.
Yeah,
rings,
like
right?
everyday objects that people can relate to, rather than, oh, okay, that's a juggling prop. Like, okay, like I'd rather see you, make a sandwich while you're juggling, or like, I don't know.
Whatever, there you go.
Like read some books while juggling or whatever.
Any advice you give to some people who want to be a foot juggler like yourself? Like, do you recommend doing this or practice this with any ideas you want to give them?
If you really want to do this,
because you're unique. What you do is unique.
Yeah, and there's not that many people doing it, although a lot of people are starting to add the foot stuff in there. I could probably do a whole tutorial about that, really. I mean, there's techniques. For foot catches, there's certain things you definitely want to do.
You definitely got to be able to stall on your foot, right?
Yeah, catching with the foot is kind of like the main. If you can catch with your foot, then you can add all kinds of stuff.
Play a little bit of hacky sack.
Yeah, hacky sack is good. Playing hacky sack is good. Stretching out, get your muscles used to it. Your knees, your ankles, your hips.
What about the soccer ball with the?
Soccer ball stuff is cool. That's getting really hot these days. I don't do much of that, but I'm thinking about messing around with it because it's a hip thing. I got skills, so
you definitely
why not?
For sure.
So the foot stuff is cool. It's integrating slowly in. When I first started, and not a lot of people were doing it, but now I see it popping up a lot, and it's kind of cool because I've been doing it a long time. So it's fun for me to see other people doing it. And, we're here at the festival. Jordan Moore, who's
awesome.
kind of was like an up and coming hacky sack player back in the day. He's now in the finals, and so it's coming up.
Cool.
So it's cool.
Last question: what has juggling given back to you over all the years of being a professional and traveling, and now doing these competitions? What has juggling? What's the gift that has given to you?
Well, that's the. It could be a short answer or a long answer. In some ways, juggling is giving everything.
I mean, it seems like you love it, man.
I love it, man. It's
it's
my lifestyle. It's taken me everywhere I want to go. It's me. I've met the right people through juggling, and it's kept me in shape. It's my creative outlet. I love doing shows. I love connecting with people. I love being creative with my body, manipulating props. I mean, it's everything. I think the key is doing what you love to do, and whatever it is, it doesn't have to be juggling, but if you put your heart into something and you can love it, it will take you where you need to be. You'll meet the right people.
Yeah.
There's no way that the universe will deny you what you need if you do what you love.
Absolutely.
And I love to juggle, man. I love to juggle. So
great words. I love juggling too. Thank you very
I know
much,
he does.
Peter.
Yeah, right on, brother.
Awesome. Sharing your stories.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Thanks for watching. I'll put a link and put your YouTube page and everything on there.
Awesome. Yeah, featsofcomedy.com. Featsofcomedy.com.
See you guys.
Peace.